right. Peace and blessings, family. Ooh, I look like a ghost.
What's up? What's up? You
Woo.
bright over there,
Peace and
girl.
blessings, family.
You got
Yeah, sorry, y'all.
you
I
gotta
look
cut
like a
your light down
ghost.
a little bit, player.
Hold on. Yeah, let me go to
What's
adjust
going
this.
on, everybody?
Hey, how you doing, sis?
You know what? I'm blessed and highly favored. Can't complain. It won't do no good anyway.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. That's what the old folks say. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good, sis. That's better. You can see my pigment. Thank Jesus. Okay.
Mhm.
So,
And
sis, so how was your week? Now, I always check in with you and see how your week went.
my week was very eventful. I think I really felt my age this week because I was, as you know, we've been moving some stuff around and I use a lot of lifting. My back and shit was hurting. My kneecap was popping. I felt my whole 48 years when I set myself down. But other than that, it's been a good week. Very productive week.
You
It's
so
always when it's
crazy.
productive, it always goes by good. And the weekend been pretty chill. So
I know
that's what's
that's
up.
right. I know that's
How
right.
you doing? How was your week, babe?
It was actually pretty good. I got a lot of good work done. Was able to submit 2 proposals. So I feel
That's what's up.
really, really good, and I feel very empowered. There's something about feeling
Hmm.
empowered, and I think I feel empowered as well because I'm kind of like ignoring the bullshit. And so when you ignore bullshit, you don't even got time you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel very good and I'm just very grateful, especially to be working with you
So,
again, Sissy, after so many years.
I
So
know, right?
it's been a blessing
They
to
took
me.
it back to the 90s now.
I think we gotta talk about the
Eh,
90s a little bit because I don't know what other people was doing in the 90s, but I could tell you I was working. So
right.
I wasn't on crack, I
Mhm.
wasn't a prostitute, I wasn't a teen mom, nothing against anybody that was a teen mom. I'm just saying that wasn't my story. And I don't know about you, but I found it very hard to navigate in certain spaces because if you don't have like a bad relationship or issues with men or problems with your mama, I lost my mother when I was 25 years old. Just some shit some clubs you can't be in because you can't relate to none of the bullshit. I wasn't an ex prostitute. I didn't have friends that shit on me. I didn't really have no friends. I had my sister. Uh, but I
I
really
didn't
didn't.
I
Yeah.
didn't I didn't find it difficult. I found myself doing more counseling to people that I didn't even realize at the time. I would be in circles and I have to always be the one giving advice or
Mm,
giving the people the pep talk to look on the brighter side or giving people to talk, think about your future. I felt myself always um uh coaching somebody or mentoring somebody or giving advice. I felt myself on because we had all of that in our community. Saying, how our
yeah.
mom was. She didn't discriminate. If you have your mama was on crack, she gonna feed the kids, and she probably gonna try to give you some food to get you off crack to fatten you up. So I
Right.
found myself doing a lot of counseling when I was younger. Not that I didn't fit in or couldn't navigate, or I
Yeah.
mean, I couldn't relate to certain things, but I always felt myself on the advice giving side of it, or you know what I mean.
Right.
Always happen to
I
prep,
get that.
pep
I get
somebody
that.
to. That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
'Cause I did go
I,
to school with a lot of
yeah.
people that were mothers already.
Yeah. No, that's real
Yeah, we
talk.
had a girl graduate from 6th grade that was pregnant.
Wow. I remember that. I think, because that was my job since I was 19.
Mhm.
That
Oh,
was the
yeah.
work I was in. But I'm talking about in terms of social settings for me, for social settings.
Yeah.
Like I was with women who they were older women because that was my job, and so most of them were teen moms or they came out of the civil rights movement. They were the first in their family to go to college. Like I found myself with older people. I wasn't necessarily with people who were my age because they was caught up in the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I
And the
mean,
people
not like I
that you
was trying
was
to fit
coming
in with
across
them.
on your age was coming
Yeah,
through the
like
clinic.
like
Like,
I didn't fit in because
mhm,
I didn't
I got
have
you.
baby daddy
But you
problems, or I just didn't. I
but
mean,
you
not no
also wasn't
disrespect.
but also you were very busy during that time too because not only were you working with them people, you were helping to create a clinic. So you didn't have a lot of idle time to hang out. You was learning how to write proposals, learning how to do grants,
Right?
learning how to do payroll, you know what I mean? So you wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You
No,
wasn't
right
really
now.
around to be caught up because you was busy,
But
you know?
girl, sometimes
So
people
yeah.
have a way of trying to make you feel like there's something wrong with you. Because I'm talking about what I experienced. Sometimes I experience that
Oh
now.
hell yeah.
People
Yeah,
act
I'm about to
like,
say,
well, you
yes,
don't know
that's
because you don't have children. It's like, bitch, you know how many kids I done helped to raise? Are you serious? Because most of y'all ain't
mhm.
raising your damn kids. Y'all relying on the whole village because you still choosing dick over your children. So please don't start it with me. But you know what I mean? I still face that. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Well, yeah,
I mean, I'm
that's
not mad
true.
at nobody. I'm just saying, like, sometimes I think about it and be like, we still doing the same stupid shit, because as you get older, some people feel some way when you kind of talk about your experience. They goes, well, what about those who are mothers? Well, I'm not talking about you then. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like the same way when y'all start
Touch
talking
your
about
light
your
down a little
experience.
bit more because your face just look really like a big old clear light.
Okay,
Turn
hold
it.
on.
That's let me see.
That better?
That's better. Yeah,
Okay,
because
good.
you look
Okay,
like a
thank
big
you.
old like yellow light was on your
Thank you,
face.
child. Thank you. So that's what I'm
But no,
saying.
yeah,
So
yeah. No,
I just feel,
I
yeah,
understand that.
yeah. So that's what I mean when I say that. But I just like even now when working on this grant, which was it was good. Even a lot of that was like trying to target kids who we thought were bad. And I'm one of the guys that even the kids who are not bad still need socialization skills.
And
Just
they still
because you
need
get
support.
yeah, just because you get straight A's don't mean you don't really, hey Vernon, don't mean you don't still need. I find a lot of kids who are really
Support.
smart, sometimes they struggle to even interact with kids who are maybe struggling. And then there are some kids who struggle like that because we only give attention to kids like that. So they
Yep.
have to they have to change who they are so we see them. Because other
Yeah.
than that, we just,
I'm
and I think
dealing
we
with
do
that
that with
right
adults.
now. I'm dealing
Yeah.
with that right now with my son in school where certain particularly black kids because he's a black male and he loves his culture, but it's really hard to relate to some kids at school because certain things that have become culture for them. Hi Verna is not a culture for my son. So he's finding it, it's a weird niche for him trying to find his niche in school. I told him you don't have to find a niche, create your own. And like-minded
Well,
people will come to you. You don't need to try to fit in with the kids because they're black. You know what I mean? The black kids that are like-minded like you will find you guys will find each other, but you don't have to try to change yourself to fit into any niche. So, because you know, um, he's not a perfect child, but he's not a troubled child either. He's just a child that is trying to find his way through here and he doesn't make some of the mistakes others have made, so, but he has a very supportive system around him in home and out the home. But he is having a hard time trying to find his niche and find his group of people because he wants to hang with his people, but they don't have the same habits, you know.
mm,
Um, and so then when, he's like a lot around a lot of band kids, which are a lot of Asian children, Middle Eastern. I think it's maybe this year it's more black kids than ever in band. It seemed like to me since he's been there, even since junior high. This is the most black kids I've seen in band. But yeah, I want him to keep walking in his divine light and not try to do any different thing different to fit in with somebody. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm dealing with that
I
right
think
now.
no. I feel like that's awesome, and I'm glad that he's in band. He has other activities, but in my work, I've seen girls. I work with girls mainly who don't belong to any necessarily social club, and we act like they're invisible because she
Hmm.
ain't cussing the teacher out. She ain't loud. You know what I'm saying? She ain't always looking for attention. She just kind of in her
Um,
own shell. And I have those girls in my class, so I
and I
ask
was
them
going
to
to say,
participate.
unfortunately, in our community, the squeaky wheel gets the attention. And so
Mm,
if you're not being truant, if you're not in some type of academic trouble, if you're not from a home that they know is troubled, if you're not unfortunately a foster child, because they sometimes get put into different programs, you kind of get overlooked because the squeaky wheel gets the attention.
it's real
Good
talk.
evening, Tina. And so, unfortunately, that's and a lot of programs are designed to only deal with the squeaky wheel, not to refine the wheel that's running fine and make sure everything, the lug nuts is tight and everything is oiled and it got the tire rotation. We don't mess with those wheels that's already performing well to make it do better. We only give attention to the squeaky wheel. And so many programs are designed to only give attention to the squeaky wheel. That's why there are young girls in your program who don't feel like there is anywhere else for them to go because they're not in any of those categories trying to get they're not the squeaky wheel getting the attention. And so then the flip side of that is when someone does give them attention, that person becomes their world, their God. That's how children go into getting sex trafficked and get with these older ass sugar daddies. And we just found out there's a term called sour daddies. That was
Yeah,
a couple of weeks back. But that's when they get hooked up with all these outside entities outside of their home that show them the love and attention that they're not getting anywhere else because they're just a regular teenager doing regular teenage things. And then the man get their hooks, or a woman, because women are very vicious as well. We overlook a lot of enablers. And
we
so,
don't.
peace, Tasha. Um, we
Hey,
overlook a lot
beautiful.
of enablers in our community, and they're women. A lot of women do a lot of grooming and scouting for the pimps. We overlook them a lot. So I used to work in the juvenile sex offender program with boys, and most of them were turned out by a babysitter, an auntie, someone that worked in the daycare. So we overlook female predators when it comes to these boys, and they don't have any respect for women, and then they go on and grow up to be pimps and pedophiles and child molesters. So you just had something up there. I'm sorry, I was talking, didn't
No,
mean
no,
to.
you know what? Because you hitting on something, and I wanted to stay with that for a minute before we got to the
Hmm.
dysfunctional family. Because I also think a lot of those bases for dysfunctional family comes from right out of what you said, so it kind of leads into that. But I just think, that's something that we need to really talk about, specifically in the Black community, because we do a lot of victim shit. Like, we only recognize shit if white people do it to us, but we never talk about what is happening with us unless it's something that personally happened to somebody that you know, because it's probably your story. Like domestic violence, we'll every now and then talk about a young woman who was murdered trying to protect her boyfriend from the cops, because I guess somebody called the cops, and then the cops came and he killed her in front of the cops. But we do this programming in the Black community where we do everything to protect Black males, but we do not show that same energy for Black females or women or girls. Like,
Hmm.
we don't do that. So she's a victim and she's trying to protect the victimizer. Like, where the fuck they do that at? If somebody victimizing me, I don't
In
care if the
black
cops come and
household.
light their ass up. I don't give a fuck, because my safety's on the line. When did my safety become less than the person who was victimizing me? Like, how does that work? But it works
A
like that
lot
in
of
the
that
Black
is in our
community.
about all that is in our upbringing in a culture that has been created to protect the male child at all costs, because that's without a man we can't have no family. We can't have, so a lot of stuff come from protecting the male at all costs, whether he's a good person, bad person. There, it's always to protect him. That's why we have so many people who hide killers, because it's
Yes.
their son or it's their mate. Or we have people who know Uncle Johnny is a molester, but we just still tell the kids, oh, y'all, we stay from Uncle Johnny instead of lighting his ass up, putting away from the community. It was somebody I know whose father, passed away in the park, and everybody was like, he has a big family. How come nobody took him in? But this person had a history of child molestation, so he couldn't go to anybody's house. That's how he ended up dying in the park. And sometimes we overlook and we enable tragedies that happen in our family, all to turn a blind eye because it's our family. Tasha said there's a generational curse that needs to be broken and addressed. Absolutely. It really
Yeah, I
does. And
totally
we
agree.
far too
But
often we overlook it.
yeah, and I
Far
think, and
too often.
I get generational curses, but I think for a lot of Black people, it's called generational culture, because this
I'm
is a
about to say in
culture that
choices.
dates all the way back. Some people say to slavery. I don't know. I wasn't there. Nobody documented it, but I suspect it's always been there. We've always seen white people do it, so we act like only they did it. But no, I believe we did it. Like, I think that's a part of just culture, period. And it's this thing. Like, I'm gonna share the. I think this leads right into this. Let me put this back up. Oh shit! Hold on. Let me. I'm trying to put this thing back up. Hold on. I think I gotta do it like this. Oh, hold on, Khadijah. What the fuck I'm doing? Hold on.
Take your time.
All
But
right. Let me
yeah,
stop
it's
sharing this.
definitely
No, go ahead, sissy. I'm sorry.
okay. I used to the term generational curse, I used to get so offended by it because I think sometimes, let me read this and I'll get back to that. Dysfunctional family systems require you to be inauthentic to stay connected. It's why most families deny, enable, make jokes, minimize, pretend, ignore, gaslight to keep that wheel churning.
Mm,
So some key words that set out for me is family is denial. You could bring up something that happened in our family and people be like, huh? What? Denial. When we say, oh, so and so shouldn't be around. Well, that's okay. He was younger when he did that. He was 35 when he molested that kid. He's 50 now. It's enabling. That's minimizing. So a lot of keywords for me jump out. A lot of keywords jump out
yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm not living in a delusional. We call it. We know somebody that just creates stories. So we say,
We
they
call it
this
the
person
D
lives in the D
world.
world.
We call it the D
It's the D
world.
world, but this is another D world that black families live in dysfunction. And we just act like this shit is so normal. It is not normal to be abused in any form or fashion. Not verbal abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. No abuse is normal. So we definitely live in the
I'm
dysfunctional family system world and black people.
I'm gonna give you a good example of this. Do you know, like, in certain families, there was a recent the woman who co-hosts the Steve Harvey show, I believe it is. I guess her daughter basically filed against her husband who had been molesting her and her daughter. And this woman stuck
Mm.
by this man, and like, she just think her daughter is like hating on her because she don't have a husband, and just all kind. It's like, why would you expect your daughter to to be in a family where there's no protection there because you're protecting the main predator because maybe his dick is so good. I really don't understand shit like that, Khadijah.
And it don't even be the dick is good, Londa. Some people don't even have sex. They just do not want to be alone. People like to live in the facade that they have a man, even if the man is a piece of shit. They would just want to be able to say, "Peace, not." I don't know. I couldn't say your name. They just want to. They just want to be with a man. It don't even be. It ain't even being dick down. You 50 years old. You've been probably taking. You probably been having sex since you was a teenager. It's not about the D. It's just really about women not wanting to be lonely. You know what I mean? Just want to have a body next to them, even if the body is worthless. That's what it's turned to. I knew somebody that was in love with a man. They had never had sex. This man could talk to her like a dog, make her do all his hard grunt work, embarrass her in front of people. Never even have sex
Oh
with him, but
yeah.
just so she can have that male companionship or that male relationship, even though she wasn't getting shit out of the badist. She just still was in love with this fool. It's just so I don't even be. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It don't even be about the D sometimes. I don't know if it's just stupidity, if it's loneliness, if it's I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know. But
So
it ain't always the I remember when you called somebody dickmatized. Remember, I got so mad at you, and you was like, "I'm telling you what it- you know." But then I look back, that is a good term. I think you probably made that term up, but people be dickmatized. It'd be just, I think maybe for her it was the anticipation of getting some of the wee wee because she never got it, so it was just like the build up, and he always would dangle it like she had an option. Call her like queen and beautiful. No, he was never gonna get with her ass. Treated her like crap. But it was like he dangled it. So she was like hoping to snip it or something. And then, it never happened. But, I don't know. It's a weird culture. I don't know. It's a weird culture. I
hey,
don't know. But
that's what.
dysfunction.
Oh, hold on. Here's a comment, Khadijah. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I
Mm.
get. Okay, good. There
There
you
is a
go.
fear of loneliness. When they break free from it, they will be okay. But because they are living in the validation of what society says it should be, they stay in it and hide in shame. I agree. I
So,
agree.
yeah.
I really
So
do.
the other day, you're absolutely right, sis. You're absolutely
Because
right.
before, I'm about to jump off, but before some people would stay with the man because the man was the breadwinner. Now most of the women have the higher income in the home where you can pay all the bills whether he's there or not. Some people stay because they didn't that was their means to survive. We don't even have that. They're not even the Alafia, they're not even the breadwinners, some of them in the family anymore. You know what I mean? Like some of them they not no bread, they don't bring no bread, period. They eat the bread, they don't provide it. So yeah, but go ahead. What was you gonna say?
I think it's strange. This is just me because here's my thing. I'm a bit old fashioned. I'm not gonna front. As strong willed as I am a bit old fashioned. I think it's crazy that if a woman is fixing all the shit in the house and the nigga's just chilling, I think there's something wrong with that. And I hate it when people try to make you feel like something wrong with you because you don't think that's normal. I almost feel like you can't even live in the same house with people who believe in shit like that. Because if a man in my house and I'm out cutting the lawn and this fool sitting chilling, watching video games or watching shows or the drunk video show or whatever, and I'm out here sweating in the back. See, I come from where the men did all the sweating in terms of like that shit outside the house, and we did shit inside the house. Now, mind you, anybody know me? I don't like washing dishes, but I will wash dishes. I'm not a big cook, but I will cook. I believe in the balance. I
Go ahead,
believe in
make
the
that greens
balance.
gumbo though.
But yeah, but huh?
Go ahead and make that greens gumbo though. Go ahead.
I am. I'm working on that. But you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like this post really caught my eye because I do believe we do live in the gaslighting society. When I see black people whoop people's ass in the store, it's because of a gaslight.
Hell
Black
yeah.
people, like a gaslighting word for me is hearing the word nigga come out of white people's mouth. That's a gaslight. Even though we can call each other nigga all day. What up, nigga, my nigga? What's up, nigga? That's my nigga. A white person called this nigger. And that's immediately it's like a click. And we gaslit. You can say Donald Trump, we get gaslit. We wasn't like that when we was using his name in all the raps. Y'all wasn't feeling gaslighted. But now y'all feel gaslighted. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I do
Oh,
understand. Social media is pushing gender reversal. That's why we need to develop better ways of relieving our souls. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
And
I agree.
social media is pushing it. School is pushing it. If you got any kids in school, they talking about gender identity and all that, and want people to use particular pronouns. My son not of that part. Give him something alternative that's against my religious preference. He's not. Y'all not teaching him about penis and penis slots and what ain't. Yep, no. Take him up out of that. So yes, this we all directions we are getting hit with the gender. Oh, they just want everybody to be like fucking blank people, and that's just so they can be misogynistic and fuck with babies and kids. I don't care what nobody say. That is nothing but men at the root of that, white men in particular, who want to be able to fuck babies and get away with it because they don't have no identity. There's not a. They don't even want to have an age. They want. That's why they're saying children can identify when they 6 and 7. They don't want an age limit. They don't want a gender, so they can be gross and mess with children and babies and fuck anybody. That's why they're trying to make everything gender fluent. That's the bottom goddamn line. Period. Just like a man, it seems like, and it's only seemed like it's the transgender women that are arguing. You don't never hear the transgender men saying shit. They just go ahead and put their slacks on and get on about their business. It's always the man trying to argue. It's annoying, but they really definitely are pushing the gender,
And
and
not to
it's
mention,
it's crazy.
we still haven't solved the racism issue. So how the fuck we jump all the way to sexual preference? Because y'all
And
wasn't talking
nobody
that
has to
shit.
know who you sleeping with.
Yeah, y'all wasn't talking that shit in slavery. Where was the gender shit then? Tell me the transgender woman that was in the house cleaning up white people's shit. I'll wait. I mean,
Hmm.
these are real shit that happened to her. Tell me, because y'all making up shit because y'all don't want to deal with y'all first original sin. Y'all don't want to deal with that.
Hmm.
That's how I see
Hmm.
the shit. Y'all just don't. Y'all gonna fly over that because
Yeah.
y'all want to act like I ain't trying to be funny. I hate when I'm in meetings and it's a white woman and I'm cool. She may dress like a man. I'm still cool with it. But when you try to act like you being gay has something to do with my struggle, that's not to be
Yeah.
like, man, I gotta just not hurt this
You
person's
can
feelings.
relate as a black woman. You can relate. Like, no, really, I can't.
I really
Yeah,
cannot.
I hate that too.
I
Hmm.
just I really have to like, whoo, Jesus Christ. Like it just kind of get on your goddamn nerves. You know what I'm saying? Sister Tasha has
This is a
another.
way to distract us. Now they actively trying to remove our history out of schools.
That's a whole nother story.
Hmm.
That's why black people got to
Yeah,
tell the real history, not the fake history, not the history Big Mama told you because she was embarrassed of being full black. We got to stop that. That we do a
and
lot
I've
of
heard
that.
black people say stuff like they need to stop making movies about slavery. It wasn't that bad, and I'll just be looking like,
Who
what?
said?
It
Who
wasn't
told you?
glorious. If we
Yeah.
wasn't kicking it. We wasn't, y'all have they have a delusional sense of what slavery was. Like we was all, like we had our own living quarters, and we was over there chilling, and we'd have barbecues and cookouts and shit. Like people are really delusional when
Mhm.
it comes to slavery, and even some of our people are watering it down and diluting it.
Yeah, I just think that's trauma like a motherfucker. I hate to say it like that,
Mhm.
but I feel like it's trauma. Is I don't know how sick people can heal people who are sick when your ass is sick. Sometimes I be
And
wanting to refer
that
people to
shit
a
just becomes
counselor.
an infection.
Yeah,
It
I be
becomes an
wanting to be.
infection and gets in your bones and in your bloodstream, and that's why your family you pass it on to your kids, and everybody just start dying the fuck off from an unknown disease. It's called stupidity.
Well, let's since we talked about gender norms, I got to share this, Khadijah. I'm pulling it up now. What do you think about this situation in terms of the gender norms? Like, me and you personally
Dr.
known people
Michael
who've done
H.
this, but they were
Yeah.
in a religious setting. So I don't know if this dude is
Hmm.
like a Christian or I don't know. Don't say nothing about that. So go ahead and take it over. Let's talk about this, Khadijah.
Um, okay, actor Michael Beach says he resides with his current wife, their 4 children, and his ex-wife, and it's awesome. It runs so smoothly. To each his own. Whatever work inside your 4 walls, it worked for you. You know what I mean? If we have known a lot of couples
We
who
have.
were one man and several women,
Yep.
and they had children.
Yep.
Everybody had their own child, and the woman had their own. They wasn't all. Some of these people, though, they was not in the same house, though. All the women had their own living quarters, and they would have to come to see him. And it's been that way in a few things, almost like Sister Wives, but done black way.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, to each his own. Ain't nothing I think I can rock with. Because yeah, I don't think I can rock with it. But to each his own. If it works for you, shit, knock it out. Three
I
incomes is
wonder,
better
does
than
this
two, I
help?
guess.
I'm about to say, I wonder, does this help them financially?
Hell
And
yeah.
and
How
and
can
maybe
it
it's
not?
a thing about companionship, Khadijah. I think this shit is about.
Yeah.
I think it's about companionship. That's what I think it is. I mean, that's not
Yeah.
only what
Because
it is, but you know what I'm saying.
Probably a big part, absolutely. Because like I said, like we said last week, as you get older, your whole relationship is not you're not fucking like jackrabbits. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about the sex thing. It has to be about companionship, friendship, you know. So yeah, I mean, it probably works for some people. You know, it's working for them. And many others that are not as upfront and forward like him, you know.
Right. I agree. So let me ask you this: when we think about the people we've known who've done this, what has been some from what you can see, the outside view? What have you seen some of the benefits, and what have you seen some of the downside to this? Because we've known people
Some of the
intimately on this shit. Like not none of us wasn't in that like that, but we were very
yeah.
close to the wives. We used to call them the
Hmm.
wives. So we,
Yeah.
you could seeing one thing from the outside and it looked like a great big
Hmm.
family. Then when the person like being pissed off because it ain't her night or some shit, what have you seen the benefits and the downside
The
from your
benefits was
observation?
all the businesses that were able to come because of collective economics. See, that they were really collective economics. Can y'all cut that down just a smidget because it's movie theater in here. Um, but collective economics, they were able to create several businesses, school, all kind of stuff. You know, by you bringing all the resources together. And their children had a real sense of community. They didn't really need any outside influences of friends because it was so many of them. They had their brothers and sisters to play with. So you know, it was like every day you went to school with all your brothers and sisters, and it was like 30 or 40 of them. You know what I mean? So,
I
you
remember
know, that
that.
was the benefit. They had their own community, basically. Some of the downsides was the jealousy. You know, the jealousy and the envy when it's not your night, or they feel like another wife was getting more than they was getting. Because you're supposed to, according to this particular religion, a man can have as many wives as he could provide for. So
Yeah.
he was able to provide for them financially, but he wasn't giving them all the equal time, you know, the equal companionship, the equal, you know. So that was the downside for me that I saw, like a lot of lonely ass nights. You know, when something's really going on, you couldn't reach out to your man because it wasn't your night. You had to fall back and hold that till your night came. So you know, it's I was just the outside looking in. You know, I love
I
how it was
remember.
always. Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What you say, sis? I'm sorry.
That's how I remember they could cook their ass off. Though we used to always eat their
We
foods.
was
Go ahead.
always in their kitchen, wasn't we? But I
Yes.
also think another side to it was, and we have to be very honest, women can be jealousy as fuck. Those things that we see women
That's
struggle
what I
with.
said, jealousy and
You know, I
envy.
agree. It was so prevalent, and
Mhm,
what I mean, I get what you say. I want to kind of go on a little bit. It's kind of like when you have sisters, and y'all thick as thieves, and we say we do anything for each other, but really one of the sisters really can't stand your guts. Instead of her keeping it a buck, she will smile in your face and then talk shit about you behind your back.
that
Because
happens,
part of it,
yeah.
y'all really are like sisters. That's why they call them sister
Mhm,
wives. But because
mhm.
you so jealous hearted, because you really don't believe in the system, you may have went along with it because you needed housing. You may have went along with it because you thought there was a man shortage and you could never have a man of your own. You really pissed off about that shit.
And you
But
might have seen dollar signs because they was looking like they had money, and you thought you could come up and live like they live. 'Cause that was a big part too.
yeah,
Because this brother, one of the brother I'm thinking about, he was always
mhm.
sharp, always look good, smell good, driving something nice, jewelry on, money, never wanting for anything. So people get caught up in the glitz and glamour of it all, you know.
I always think
But
people
that
be
was
thinking
another
about
part that
housing
attracted
security.
people.
Now we call it housing
Mhm,
insecurity. Now we
mhm.
have a term for
But
it.
and
Housing
now that's
insecurity.
flipped. There are more men that are getting with women that can provide them with housing and support.
Now that's
That has
true.
totally flipped. It yeah, really, really that has flipped. At one time, yeah. At one time, women were taught like, find a husband that can provide for you to take care of you. Now I think young boys are like, when you leave here, you got to get somebody that's good on her job. You got to get you a good girl that got a good job with some benefits. And so now young men are like really grow up and leave their mama house to their woman house, never having experience in life on their own. So it's kind of
Damn.
flipped now. There's more men looking
That's
for
true.
security and housing. Jealousy is a form of deeply seated insecurity that hasn't been addressed.
And we said one wife in particular was really pretty. She was the most insecure of them all.
Mm,
You remember what I'm talking
she
about, Khadijah?
was tripping.
She
Hell
was
yeah,
a
I
she
remember.
was a hot damn mess. Like, girl,
Yeah.
don't nobody want this Negro but you.
And the other 17 people he with, girl, get out
Yeah,
of here.
yeah. I
Go
mean,
to bed. Plus, I'm
could,
not even gonna lie. I was not one of those 18-year-olds trying to get with no grown ass, old ass man. That was just never my thing. I didn't want a sugar daddy as a young person. I thought an old man had worms. I'm gonna be honest, because that's what women used to say. Well, he old and he got worms. So I never wanted the old man when I was young. Like, oh, he got worms. Because walk. I was always, was a little heavy in the chest area. So even in junior high and high school, walking to school, be somebody old nasty ass daddy trying to get our attention. That was disgusting to me. Yeah, I did not want nobody daddy with no goddamn mustache in his pickup truck. Like it was just gross. It was
So
like to catch a predator on the way to school.
right on. So, Sister Tasha, could you ever be in a relationship like this? And I don't know. Do you think it's different if you're older as opposed to when you're younger? Because these women look a little seasoned. They're not in a bad way. They look really pretty. Do you think it's different when
Mm.
you older? Because maybe you don't have the same needs as when you were younger. Maybe you don't require as much as attention. Maybe if you're a low maintenance person. Some people, like for instance, I always say this is my truth. I would share everything I had, including money, but I will not share my underwear and I will not share
Sasha
man.
said no. She said
No.
no.
Okay.
Now, could you do this if it was you and two men? Because there was a show where a black lady had two brother husbands and was looking for a third. Now, could y'all do this if you were the only woman and you had men as companions?
Mm, well,
I couldn't do that either.
I don't
But
know what
I just was
I don't know what
curious.
brothers could do some shit like this. She said no. Because
No,
I
never
think
again. Yeah,
men,
I
women,
don't
we may
share
talk a
well.
bunch of shit, but men have set your house on fire. We had that situation on the block. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, yeah, he said, no, ma'am, not me.
Me
Nah, Tina
either.
said nah.
Nah. Yeah,
So
I
y'all
ain't gonna
saying
be able to
I
do
mean
it.
sorry, y'all saying nah to you couldn't live in this lifestyle, or nah, you couldn't live as a woman with many husbands.
Could y'all live in a poly relationship, period, with multiple partners, men or women? Because I couldn't do it. I don't want no
I
other
think there's
sister
too
wife,
many.
and I don't want no brother husbands.
Yeah,
I want
I
my
think
mate
there's
and
too
me, and
many
that's just
goddamn
let's just do what
diseases
we
out
do.
here. That's what I think. I think there's too
Yeah,
many.
let's just do what we do, and that's it, just me and you. I just rhyme right there, but
Oh,
we have lost the essence of what relationships really mean. This is a business relationship.
I
Very
agree.
true, Tasha.
I agree. I agree.
Tina McClain said, "Not at all."
Yeah, I just
The
feel
average
like
person with some common sense ain't gonna be able to do this. And like you said, and we don't know if this lady, if they got married and he was her only family and they got divorced. You never know. And they just like you said, companionship. No, ma'am, I couldn't. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah. They
just
like, nope.
no. But
I
I
couldn't
had
do it.
a situation on my
We
block.
did know a lady and that we lived in Oakland who had two husbands.
Oh, Khadijah, that
We
was
did
messy.
know
You
a
remember
lady that
that?
had two husbands.
We sure did. It was
Yeah, we
messy
knew.
though.
Yeah, she had two
And
husbands.
another one coming out of prison.
Yeah, she had two. Yeah, so I remember that.
Yo,
Tina
that was that.
McClain said none of the above.
Yeah,
She ain't
I
gonna
don't
be able
know.
to do none of
But
it.
so
Me
let me
either.
ask y'all this as a question, because sometimes in so-called communities, I don't want to just target the conscious Imhotep people, but it could be spiritual communities. Sometimes they talk like this is what's gonna save the black race, like a black man with many wives, though this fool can barely take care of himself. Because the other part they don't tell you about this, it takes a strong willpower to balance a woman. Because woman, we have many needs. It ain't like shopping
And
for
many
boys and all they
emotions
need is
and
t-shirt and
moods.
some pants. That's it. When you shop for a girl, she gotta have accessories and earrings and skirts and socks and you know what I mean. But a boy, you can have slacks and a shirt. That's it. We get
Get
y'all a
on.
pack of t-shirts and some slacks and you ready for school. Like, do you think that there's any kind of um I don't know, because they say this is what's gonna save the black family. These
Who
kind of
says? The men that already got like 5 baby mamas? Who's saying this? Who
yeah,
the
but
hell is
that's
saying this?
people in
Yeah,
those
it's
kind
usually
of
the people
communities.
who are pro African, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Those are usually people who have like 4 to 5 baby mamas already. You know what I'm saying? Probably marry one of them, but have 4 to 5 baby mamas. This is a belt designed to destroy our community, and they are allowing it. Yeah, and that's the yeah. I don't think having multiple because those are unless let me take this back. Unless they all living under one roof, and those are a lot of different places to spread your time and money. And ain't nobody. I don't know nobody that's living good enough to all be on the compound with their family right now. Nobody that's speaking pro Africa that can do this. Not none.
But I
So
also think they
I
don't
think
tell you
that's
in
I think
Africa.
that's also an excuse for men to be hoes. Because I know a lot of revolutionary hoes, and people laugh when I say this. People get into the movement and they become a hoe for the movement. So I call them the revolutionary hoes. Y'all give it up in the name of black power. It ain't got nothing to do with power. It got to do with his fucking hormones and your hormones. So those are the revolutionary hoes. Remember one brother told us that they get strength from having sex. And I'm like, brother, that's the complete goddamn opposite of what sex does to you. The hell are you talking about?
I remember that.
You remember that, Londa?
I remember
Yeah,
that.
in this culture, you have to have sex. That's how we get our energy. Well, nigga, you ain't getting it from here. So you might as well still say that spill for somebody else because the shit ain't happening. But he really told us that. You know how much energy men exert after they bust a nut, and you think that's how you get your strength? That's how I knew he didn't pass school. He didn't do the biology, science, or none of that shit. It's
He
way
may
too
not
much work,
have.
time, and energy, and way too many resources.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. I just remember
Yep.
hearing shit like this when I was younger in the movement. Cause me and my sister been in a few different.
And
Y'all
all
understand?
false
We
and
went.
all and
Go ahead.
and everything. People just, and we're not just talking about Black Muslims. I'm talking about
No.
everybody.
Yeah.
Because we would just go to their study groups and their lectures and their
Yeah.
sessions, so we never joined anything other than Nation of Islam. But almost every sector of Black power people was where the men could fuck who he wanted in the name of revolution. Everybody. Every Black power nationalist was the root was sex. They controlled a lot of the women and kept women interested by making sure a brother hooked up with them so they could keep coming back.
And
Telling y'all this shit was crazy.
gave her a baby to preoccupy her because
Yeah.
you had too much
And to
time
keep
on your
you
hands. I've
connected
heard that
forever.
before.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And
Makes no
I
sense.
don't know. I just feel like I'm so glad when we were younger, Khadijah, discovering and because we were researching for real. Like we got the internet now, but back in the day, we used to go study with people and everything else. But I just feel like some of us really get fed like if you don't have a man, it's like you have nothing. Like you can't do anything if you don't have a man. Even the man, one man used to say, I would rather follow a no good man than a do right woman. Do you remember that, Khadijah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was like, this motherfucker
Yep.
crazy. I thought to
If
myself,
his ex-wife is still involved, it's because there was no closure. But we don't know if this woman has like some type of disease or something where she don't have long to live. We don't know if that was his
I've known
only
that happen.
lifeline. I don't know. I don't know because she looks a little more seasoned than the current wife as well. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I agree, Tasha. Sometimes it's hard to let go, and then sometimes people really are friends. Like I don't
Yeah.
know if it'd be friends enough to live with me, but
Could
I
you
have an
still be?
ex. We not. he can't live with me, but I don't have no hard feelings if I was to pass him in the street. I'd be like, fine, he can't
I
live
was,
in my house.
I was getting ready to say to you, Khadijah, could you still be tight with your ex enough where they live with you, but y'all not in no relationship?
I'm not tight with that, and my husband would definitely not pay with no ex. I don't care if he was on his last leg deathbed. Hey, my husband ain't letting no man live in no house with us. That's just not gonna work. But I say it may work for those people. I'm just saying it wouldn't work in my house. First of all, not over here.
Well, there was a time
You
where
ain't
I
gonna
had
be able
my
to do it.
ex. There was a time I had my ex live with me and my current boyfriend.
Hmm.
Why you
Player,
treat?
player, no player,
No, first of all, there were no children
player,
involved. So I had
player,
no kids. Yeah, no, for real.
player, player.
No, seriously, I didn't have any children. You know what I'm saying?
So
Um,
what was that dynamic like for you?
you know what? So one
And
was
how
a
did that
white man.
come about?
Hold on, one was a white man, which is he's Jewish, an older gentleman. He treated me very well. Me and him are still very tight to this day. And the guy I was with, we were
He
with each
tight
other
with
for like
everybody to this day. He still call all of us to this day.
that's
He
real
tight
talk.
with everybody. But go ahead.
Yeah. And then the other dude was a Ghanaian brother who he tried. We were together for like 4 years and he really tried. And so first he would be like, oh, because you'll like my ex. He's really nice. Like everybody, even my real radical friends, like
Can't
that's
not
a
like
cool ass
him.
white dude. Right. But he tried. But every now and then, like if we sit in the living room watching TV and say if the dude is massaging my feet, the person would have an attitude. But nigga, you didn't want to massage my feet. He said he would massage my feet. I didn't think that was wrong with that.
I do. You out your damn mind. That wasn't your man. That was your ex. You should not be rubbing your feet. You was
But
out of pocket. But
my
you
feet
gotta
was
get your feet
hurting.
rubbed.
My
I
feet was
get it.
hurting.
But yeah, hell no.
My feet was
Absolutely
hurting.
not. But
If I wanted to go for a
player,
walk,
player.
the African dude didn't want to walk because he didn't. Sometimes he wanted to put on shoes. He had to put on shoes and walk with me. But the Jewish dude, and see, he had the mindset. I really think it's a mindset. He was like, whatever Queen World wants is what Queen World grants. You know what I mean? He was what it is. Even if the dude would be like, "Why are you here?" He'd be like, "Because Queen World wants me here." You could not shake this white dude. Like it is with a black dude, all his shit was ego.
And he
Even
wore all his
even when
feelings
we were
on
moving
his
to the
face
place,
and his emotions.
even when we was moving into the space, this dude was like at least 20 years older than the guy I was messing with. he outran this fool in terms of lifting boxes and taking shit in the house. The African dude was fucking struggling. Nigga, with shoes on and everything. The old white man was
I think
like,
he was just
"Yo, huh?" I think he
I
didn't
think
sign
he
up
was
for
just
it
an
'cause
Americanized African, I think. I don't because
I
according
think
to all the
African.
people that are Pan-African is Africans work harder than everyone else, and they are go-getters more than everyone else, and they build and have family more than anyone else, according to those who are pro-Africa. They do everything better and harder than all American men. Is that true, Rolanda?
Girl, please. I think, look, the last time I looked at Africa, the women were tired of the motherfucker. When I tell somebody I'm with a African, they be like, run. And I'll be like, what you mean
Damn.
run? Because a lot of African women, look, so listen, when I befriend women from the continent, African women from directly from the continent, and we become really close friends, they'll talk about some of the norms that they hate about being in a relationship in African tradition. They'll talk about the benefits, but they'll talk about how wore out women be. Because she really does all the work. The man just kind of shows up like I brought the money home, but she's running all the other pieces.
So
You
are
see
they
what I'm
like
saying?
black families in the 60s? Because that's what it used to be like, where the man
Yeah,
brought the
I
thing,
think I
brought
think
the
they
money
still
home, and
have it.
we kind of like slaves. Are they like in a time warp or something?
No, yeah, I think we think that that's culture. Earlier, Sister Tasha
Okay.
talked about generational curse. I think that shit's a generational curse. I think getting a woman to be your maid, to be your housekeeper, and somehow that's her role in life. You mean to tell me I get to birth everybody on the planet, but you reduce me to a goddamn maid? You don't think that? Cause you don't think that's crazy?
I
Because I
think
think
that's
that's
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
that's
You know
crazy
I
as hell.
do.
But that's the
Absolutely.
way we tell the story. So, like, and I think that's why so many people buck up against gender roles. I don't think it's that they don't want to provide for their family. I think we act like that's all you do. Like Dr. Khalid
Yeah.
Muhammad used to say, a woman's home is her base, but not necessarily her place.
Wait.
So your base
Rest
have
in
to be
peace, Dr.
strong. So
Khalid
I'm all
Muhammad.
for your house being strong, family taken care of, but that's not all. I know women who juggle all of that, and it's a CEO and who
Hmm.
doing forming and shit like that. I know women who do that.
I agree. I agree. Me too. Yeah. I think it's about choices and what people are willing to settle for to have a mate. It goes right back to having companionship. So if that's what if, if you really want to make that bad, where you're willing to do all the grunt work and hard work, and he just be the man, then more power to you.
Okay, while we on this thing of family, I got to share this piece. Give me a minute. I'm getting it together right now. I'm the person doing the engineering.
Where your
Um,
glasses at?
right here. Hold on. Hitting them off. So because I also think sometimes we have did this delusional thing of referring to each other as kings and queens. Do you think that's healthy? Do you think it depends on the situation? Because I've known people who call you a queen as long as you get in their plate. As long as you're in servitude status, you'll be a queen. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Good. I love when a brother that I know is sincere say peace queen to me. I like it. You know what I mean? I rather, I don't respond to, you have to call me queen, miss, sis, something. I don't, I take that over peace, king or queen versus what up, my nigga, what up, bitch. I take that over that. Even if
Right.
it's insincere, that sounds a lot better rolling off the tongue than what up, my nigga. Or hey ho, because I know a lot of black women, young and old, that refer to each other as
What?
bitches and hoes.
People
Oh,
say
well,
that?
grown people. Oh, this is my hey bitch, and that's just not nothing. You can ask Dottie about this. She had a friend, and that's just that's how she first time I met her. Never met the day before in my life. We was at a little club or something. She was like, "This your sister? Hey, bitch, my name is Khadijah. Do not call me. I'm so sorry. Are you mad at me?" I said, "No, baby, you don't know no better. But don't call me bitch. You could talk to everybody else and say, hey, bitch, my name is Khadijah." So women, and this lady had 3 kids, a grandchild. So I'm not talking about nobody young. Some people just really, we women call themselves bitches and hoes. I'll take queen. I'll take queen.
That's
And I
deep.
know what you're trying to pull up. He was like, this is the king's language. And that's like we're talking like we're English. Well, if you don't want nobody to say king, stop speaking English altogether. Because you're still speaking fucking English, dummy. And he's been around since the fucking 80s with his corny ass. I know you're trying to pull up. And
Yes, KRS
we
One.
got black on black crime. We got black men where he's from dying all the fucking time over blocks. And you're worried about somebody calling each other king and queen. all the drill rappers from where he's from that are dying, and you're worried about the term king and queen KRS-One, sit your ass down. That's how you know he getting old. He need to pass the buck to somebody else because now he just talking about stupid shit on here. And it'll be somebody that's pro-African. Because I'm gonna tell you something else that gets on my goddamn nerves with the English language. When people take words like congratulations and pick progratulations, what the fuck is that? It's still English. Instead of understand, it's overstand. It's still English. If you hate this language so much, learn Swahili, learn the African native tongue, learn the Jamaican native tongue. No, learn the Belizean native tongue. If you don't like English so much, y'all sound dumb when you take English words and say they don't mean that. It mean this. It's still fucking English. Is that maybe it's just me, but I'm tired of the
No.
overstand brothers and the congratulation brothers and the television. Don't look at the television like y'all got to get out of this goddamn 1960 black exploitation films. Get the hell. That's how you know they just came into blackness in the early 2000s because they on
Well,
some 1960 shit when they still
yeah.
battling the fucking English language that we speak every day. You act like we got an alternative. What else? Because half of y'all ain't fucking bilingual. Y'all don't speak Spanish, and we in California, and y'all so deep with the television. That shit cracks me up right there. That television cracks me up as they turn their goddamn TV on. And now niggas don't watch TV. Y'all want goddamn TikTok and internet. That's this TV on your computer. Get the hell out of here. Get by. Go. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I wanted to. I couldn't find
I
it,
ain't
but
gonna be able to do it.
I remember KRS One changing his language depending on who's in the audience. That's how real this
Oh
nigga
yeah,
is. This is how
yeah.
I remember when he got rid of Miss Melody. I think that was the realest he's ever been when he was with her. Then the
Mm-hmm.
fool started talking about, he just, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I just think it's not that deep. I'm really okay with somebody calling me queen. I'm okay with somebody calling me ma. I'm okay with that. I think
Yeah.
those are terms of respect. It don't make me feel old or nothing like that. But I just feel like something's terribly wrong with us when we spend so much time trying to correct um language, even though we speak English every day. I could these back in the 60s, black folks were learning Kiswahili. They was trying to reclaim the language.
That's the point I'm making. Now you can learn that shit on your computer at home without going anywhere.
Yeah.
So if y'all really hate this English language so bad and it's so detrimental to our people, but you're not bilingual, you're not teaching your children a different language. You're not learning a different language. But we want to beef over the title king and queen. Go to bed. I think he's tired. I think Harrison is very tired. He needs a nap. He needs to probably check into bed a little bit early because he's running out of shit to talk about.
You
Like
say he
seriously,
need
that is the
you say
dumbest
he need to
damn
take a
debate.
nap. You a best.
Yeah, and who was he talking about? Some college students or something? Like, boy, go
Yeah.
to. Them
I don't
kids,
know.
they
I
probably like,
just
who
I
is this?
just
They
think
don't even know
he
who the hell he is, probably. Only people
yeah.
know he is probably the hippie white kids that's on there because none of the new generation know who the hell KRS-One is. They ain't gonna have a
That's
clue who
true.
this man is because he didn't do shit after
I'm gonna
he
lie.
became after he became an activist and a spokesperson. He stopped doing hip hop that meant something. So
I agree.
nobody KRS, yeah, call me queen all day. I
I think
appreciate it.
I
Thank you.
think love got him. I think love's going to get you. I think love got him.
Get you. But yes,
He
I
shot down
guess
one. He shot down two. Now tell me what the fuck is he supposed to do?
supposed to do.
Maybe he should be a professor. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do. You know
So
what
he
I'm
can
saying?
spread philosophy. What is
It's my
philosophy? He gonna make that
philosophy.
sound like a
He
lie.
has some classic
But no,
grooves.
you know he gonna make philosophy into a lie. For lie, some shit like that. Like they always make it.
I don't know. I know they shot down one.
They
They
lied to
shot
me or
down
some shit.
two. Now tell me what the fuck am I supposed to do? Love's
They
gonna get
don't
you.
even probably know that KRS my song because he
See what
wasn't
I'm
hella
saying? Yeah.
popular.
Yeah, because
They don't know who that is.
somebody said that was my
Tina McClain
jam.
said that was
Mine
the
too.
jam. That was
That
though.
mine too. That was my jam. But I
We
don't know.
used
I
to
just
rock for KRS One back in the day till he
yeah.
just became
He got
somebody
weird.
different.
He got weird.
Yeah,
I
he
also
just
think he was
became.
trying to appeal to
Mm-mm.
whiter audience because that's what success coming at. And I don't know, Khadijah, what do you think? Because we're kind of that in between generation. We're not from the '60s, but we ain't with this new shit here. Do you look back and think maybe in the '60s, even though young people had less probably education exposure, didn't it seem like they got more shit done?
More shit done and they wanted to get it done. It's like they saw the need and the urge for something. You know what I mean? Like now everybody is so complacent with what they have in life. Black people think we have really, really made it. I think that's the big difference. In the 60s, they had to like fight for shit. They wasn't nothing given to them. They still had separate lunch counters and shit like that. Like they really had to fight for just the basic necessities. Now we have a plethora of necessities and resources. So we don't feel like we have to fight for anything. We feel like we have made it. We feel like we have generally made it. And so that hunger, that unity is gone. It's gone, I feel. And it
Damn,
started leaving like in the 90s to me. The 90s, it seemed like it just started fading away and fading away and fading away. And that's when everybody was, because at one time you was black and I'm proud. People now say they don't want to be called black because black's not a color. Call me black. I'm a black woman. That's why people get confused and they go to the NAACP shit. That's for colored people. I'm not gonna get back into that. I had a whole debate with somebody who was a first generation American over here from a Caribbean island who trying to get on me on why Black Americans today don't support the NAACP. We had a whole debate about that because her family were able to come over here and get the benefits that all of our Black American families had to fight and picket for to get the fucking recipe. We don't really get services from them like people from other countries that are black. So we had a whole thing about that's why I don't use colored people. I'm a black woman. I'm not a person of color. I'm a black woman. I'm very clear with that. But now these people are so deep now that they don't even want to be called black. We had a I'm black and I'm proud. Everybody now wants to be mixed with something. And after they did this fucking you spit in the swab and get your DNA back, everybody ran and got that and got their goddamn feelings hurt when it had 87% Ghana, 1% Scandinavian. I thought y'all was grandfather was white. People got their fucking feelings hurt when them DNA tests came back because everybody had been half black people Americans didn't even have Native American on their goddamn on their
that's what I'm talking.
ancestry.com. Hardly any African Americans had Native American on there. Very few or very small percentage. So hell yeah, I think times have changed from the 60s when they was black and they proud. Now they out and they proud. That's why so many young people now are confused as far as their gender because right now being gay, being bisexual, being trans, being non-binary, all of those are very popular things to be. At one time it was black and I'm proud. Now this I want to be one of the alphabet people and I'm proud. That's what black people have come down to.
Damn, you said a mouthful right there, Khadijah. You said a whole mouthful. I
My
just
bad.
feel like no, I just also feel like this generation is probably one of the most laziest generations I've ever seen. Not everybody in the generation is lazy. I'm just saying there was a time where when you was a young teenager in the 60s and the 70s, y'all pulled your resources. Like nobody had to get a grant to help you save money. Like, they had Panther pads. They had, people in their community. If you all had children, maybe y'all rotated babysitting or y'all figured out ways to get things done because there was no social service system.
There was no
I think the
resource, no
power
resources.
structure didn't know this was going to work so well. But if he had just known if we just threw a bunch of services at black people, we could destabilize them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole game is that you can never build a nation if you can't self-govern. And
Mm-hmm.
they figured that out. They was like, damn, we've been trying to do all of this shit to suppress black people. All we got to do is give they ass. Think about it. When you want to destabilize somebody, you just kind of give them what they want and you give it to them in abundance where they can't move. Because, a fool
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker can't
And they
think.
become complacent.
Right. A fool motherfucker ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
think, how am I gonna get out of the jam? Even when they build rat traps, they build it to where the rat gets so fat that he can't squeeze his ass back out of what the fuck he got into because he was small when he went in.
Mm-hmm.
This is all the little tricks they use. And my thing is, just because it's a trick they developed, you can't get mad at him because you decided to go along with the trick. Because the other part about going along with the trick, you really thought you was gonna get something. See,
Get
we
something I'm
leave
about to
that
say
part
that.
out of the equation. We act like
Mm-hmm.
there's a conspiracy with white people. A conspiracy can't exist unless you believe in the motherfucker, unless you participate in the act. You know what I'm saying?
Real
So
talk.
I hear all the time, well, the white man destroyed our family. No one told your ass to leave. No one told you to go out and fuck 50 women and have all these goddamn kids, knowing that you got one penis and one mic and you can't take care of 10 motherfuckers. You got
You
one
say
mic.
one mic.
One mic. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. I look at Nick Cannon's dumbass. I don't care how much money he got. His kids are going to have stories about how he could not be there for them because there's no way you could be there for 10 fucking kids. There's just no way. Somebody explained this to me. And
Especially
this,
when they all in different households.
yeah. Hold on. And they're from different cultures, but that's a whole other story because this
Yeah.
nigga making a rainbow coalition except it don't have black in it. But it's okay. The rainbow never has black in it. But that's on the story. Somebody explained it to me this way, and this is when I got it. Ratio. They said, imagine if you have two parents and then y'all have the one child. That one child gets everything because it has two people to rely on. Then y'all decide to have another child, so now there's 1 to 1. But when that third child shows up, somebody's going to be lacking.
Hmm.
If you have 4 kids, a few people going to be lacking. There's no way that two people could like give as much equal time to four. That's why they're
Hmm.
called ratios. That's why some people live with their grandma, live in their house. Like we know that it's economics, but it's also someone else there to lighten that burden. And we
Hmm.
forgot that. So people weren't just living together for economics. There was also people getting their needs met. You know what I mean? That
Sustainability.
yeah. So that when somebody said with the ratio doesn't add up, black folks get mad. But you know when you see a sister with 6 children, as much as you are proud of her and excited for her having her seventh goddamn child with her third baby daddy, we know that there's going to be something lacking in that household, and we're not judging it. We're just saying by science and by the way it works, somebody's going to lack something. That new baby is going to take more. New babies require like 100% attention. But what about the 6 you had before that one came?
And we
Now,
know that just from being in a household with 6 people and just our mom.
yeah.
She would have to come from work and provide, and she couldn't always give each person the same amount of attention all the time. So we got attention based on need. She loved on everybody, but sometimes the need that sometimes you require more attention. So that's absolutely correct.
So
Absolutely.
I just think we don't
Hmm.
really consider that because we be so busy worried about our population numbers. This is nothing, it's a number game. But look at all the black people we have now who don't want to be attached to black people because it don't seem like we're too much of a loving community. We only love on you if a white person kills you. But that don't bring your dead relative back or your dead baby back.
I go hard on this. So yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't
I
even want to
just
go
feel
off on a
like
tangent. Hell
sometimes
yeah, I understand.
that shit is so like for instance, I'll give you a good example. I'm about to pull this up right now. So I'm sorry, hold on, because I gotta make sure I clear. So like for instance, I guess over the weekend, or maybe this I don't know if it was over the weekend. I feel like that dude, like I don't want no smoke. No, I'm just kidding. But I guess a white
It
supremacist
be
who was
cracking me up.
21 years old. I love that dude. I really do. I just think he's funny as shit. But I guess a white supremacist,
Antoine
uh,
L.
yeah, a white supremacist um, drove or shot
He
three black
shot up a
people.
21-year-old gunman, named Ryan, shot some black people, and they were his intended target. He brought his first handgun in April in the AR-15 style in June. So he was a registered legal gun owner and targeted black people, one
So,
specifically to shoot and kill us.
so black folks, particularly so-called black leaders and black political people, stop telling black people to turn on their fucking guns. Stop with the bullshit. Cause this dude followed all the rules to getting the gun and still use it to kill black people. So stop telling black people
Mhm.
y'all act like we the only ones with illegal guns or guns that is.
Good
I mean,
evening, Star.
oh yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I think that's a
Absolutely. Just for those of y'all that know, I think that's a dumb thing to tell black people that we should not be armed. And for those in Sacramento, I'm a part of the Brown Shooters Club, that go out to different sites to shoot and stuff like that. And I haven't been out with them. But it's a Brown Shooters Club here in Sacramento, and they go out everywhere. But we got to be very. Uh, we have the right to bear arms as well. We have the right to do that, and I encourage if you are able to legally get a gun to get it legally and definitely be armed and take your babies and take yourself and take your grandma and take your family to the shooting range. If y'all got a ranch, provide some start renting out space on your ranch to be able to do target practice for black people. It's big money. It's big money, but yeah, I think that's very dumb for leaders to tell black people to turn in their guns. Well, the legal ones do what y'all do. Y'all gonna do it any fucking way. But those that are able to bear arms, get your gun license, get your shit legally, have it. You don't have to have a concealed carry weapon unless you're going to take it out the home with you. But for those, especially those that live in particular neighborhoods, all neighborhoods, if you're able to have a gun at home, get a legal gun and get a lockbox and keep that shit at home, and then work on your concealed carry weapon. But it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And so
that's real
I
talk.
say everybody, but yeah, it's open season on black people. Now, one time it used to be like the good old boys. We knew they would come around the Klansmen. They don't give a fuck. They're not hiding behind any sheets anymore. They don't. care. They're coming flat out in full force in grocery stores, at the fucking schools, at concerts, everywhere, targeting black people. So y'all could keep sitting around acting like white people got love for us in the masses, and they fucking don't. So
So,
be
Kalina,
armed and be ready.
why do we give so much attention to a story like this? But then there's another story where a black girl was sitting in her car and somebody came by and killed her while she was on social media.
Because that was
Um,
probably somebody's son or nephew, and they don't want to take no accountability. They're gonna blame that girl for being out probably at 11 o'clock at night. Why was she out in front of the store on the phone? That's the kind of dumb shit that we say in our community. Like, how many of us have went somewhere and like, I got a taste for something, and you go to the gas station at 11 o'clock at night and get you some chips and a drink? I should be shot and killed because I'm out at 11 o'clock. We say stupid shit like that when stuff like this happens, versus saying, "Damn, they took this young girl's life." We'll blame her for being there at that time. And that's why I don't think we want to take accountability for some of this stuff. 'Cause this is somebody's son or somebody's nephew did this goddamn shooting. It's it's somebody's family. So we're gonna skip right over that. It's so many black on black crimes right here in Sacramento that people do not mention if it's not done by a police officer. We don't say shit about it. Was just a shooting on arcade by the arcade market last night. You ain't hear shit about it because it's black on black crime and we don't care. But if a cop had came through and ran over somebody or shot somebody, then every activist in America would be, or in Sacramento, would be in front of that market or somewhere, or be on, shit is crazy. Like, there's no value for black life to black people. There's zilch. Unless a white person or a white officer in particular does it. This will die down in a few days too. Because niggas don't really want to fight the white men. All these goons and gangbangers and street niggas we got. If y'all all come together, y'all can get the Proud Boys. They would be scared to come and do certain shit, but they know y'all not gonna band together. This will pass in a few days, and and then another mass shooting by a white young boy. Because all y'all notice these white boys be like 18, 20, 19. They be fucking young. It don't be no old 50-year-old man coming out killing people. These be
yeah,
young boys about that life. Like, fuck it. Let me do what I do, and he'll probably get off with mental health or some shit. Because that's what happens. They already saying how he didn't have a record, that he's from a good family. They already, for those who aren't able to obtain a firearm, obtain a pellet gun, trust me, some have over 3,000 pounds of pressure at that look. Exactly. Seriously, Star. Y'all better get ready because they ready. They better
yeah,
get ready.
yeah. I just remember one early Sunday morning while breakfast was on the table for black folks. There was Asian and white people at the gun range when I was picking up my UPS, when I was picking up my FedEx, not FedEx, U-Haul truck right there on Laguna Boulevard by the
All
five.
that's all
It
the
was
time.
packed. It was
You
Sunday
could,
morning,
and
like 8 in the morning.
it's right up 99 and up road. Always Asians and their
So
kids in
we
there.
so we so we doing Sadie, early one Sunday morning, breakfast was on the table. Yeah, we on the table eating, get ready to go to church to pray, and these motherfuckers signing up to go spray and get their aim right.
Hmm.
I'm just saying.
And we marching with the red, black, and green flag. That's
Well,
gonna do it. That's gonna stop a lot of bullets. Better get
I'm
a fucking
laughing, y'all,
bulletproof
because you
flag.
can't really. I'm laughing because you can't really make this shit up. Like that's what makes it so funny because y'all talk all that shit, but I know people in the Panthers back in the day. I'm gonna refer to that. I don't know if I could, who trained people in self defense. Like they
Hmm.
shot back at these motherfuckers when they came to gun them down in their own headquarters. So y'all don't talk about that part of the revolution.
Mm-mm.
Y'all still on some
They only show the
non-violent shit.
marching.
Yeah. What you want,
They only
Sakai?
show the marching.
I'm on the phone. Yeah. So I'm sorry, these kids, y'all. But you
They
know what I'm
only
saying.
show the
So
marching from the 60s and not the bus backs, not the fight, not the picket sign fight. They don't show any movement as far as physical
resistance.
activity and whooping ass. They
Yeah.
only they only show the marching of the 60s
Even when they talk about
because that's the easiest.
I agree. Even when they talk about the Red Summer of 1919, where they burnt down over
Mm,
60 black towns, do you know a lot of men who served in World War One fought these people up on trees and shit? They was fighting back. So they don't tell you that part of the story.
hmm
That there were armed black people who served in World War One was fighting these people back. But they don't tell you that part of the story. Hell, most of us don't even go because the information is out there. We don't even research to
hmm
find was there resistance. See, my thing is just because somebody see this is the crack me with black people. You could tell a black person, "Hey, coffee's not good for you if you have X, Y, and Z." A nigga would debate you down. right? They would debate you down. But then why do y'all believe the shit white people tell y'all? Why y'all don't debate that shit now?
Because it's easy, Londa. I grew in a household with firearms. My granny would shoot from the hip. No one never seen that heat coming. I love that kind of granny. We need more grannies like that. I'm down with it. Hey, that's the kind of granny I'm gonna be if I God see feels to me to be a granny. I'm shooting from the hip. Quick draw. I ain't finna be playing Londa this damn Sakai. But yeah, that's the kind of granny I want to be. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
And some women fought back too. I'm not saying just men. I'm just saying they don't tell you that part. Because I remember when I worked in the South and I would be around a lot of elders and they would ask me to go get their purse. Girl, I'll be carrying their purse like this. Because at the bottom of their bag was
Heavy as
where
hell.
their pistol was.
It
Because
was
they would be
heavy.
driving in the backwoods if they had to go home from somebody's house. See, we forget about all of that. Like, I don't know where y'all get this Martin Luther
Hmm.
King grandmama from. If you surviving in these ghettos, you can't be no Martin Luther King. I
Sure
never
the hell
known a
can't.
grandmama in the hood that was like Martin Luther King. I didn't. As much as she'd be like, baby, she'd
No.
cuss your ass out. Like straight up. Don't come in with that bullshit, Tanya. They'll tell you straight up. Like your boy ain't right. You know what I mean? You know your boy ain't right. You can you imagine? Look, this is old lady like, I'm gonna pray for you, baby. She like, but you know that nigga ain't right. I've been around old people like that
Hell
who
yeah,
have
that's
no
gonna tell you that
problem
truth
telling you,
regardless.
yeah, who see your kid and be like, ooh, this little nigga gonna be trouble. You better, girl. I've been there when people told people about their kids, and because they mama was so in love with their product that they made from some nigga that had already left. You see what I'm saying? That she couldn't take it, and then when her son ended up in jail, she
This
gonna talk
damn
about the
Londa.
goddamn system. She was talking about it's the system. The system don't care about our babies. And I want to say, no, you don't fucking. You the system. You the first system. You knew your baby had a problem. You knew this nigga was. You knew your
Mhm.
baby had a problem.
Real
You know what I
talk.
mean? So I grew up
Yep,
around
me too.
elders who
Love
would
it.
tell you the truth to your face and be like, "Hey, take what they say, take it or leave it." But I done said
Yeah.
my piece, and I used to be like, "Oh, it just
Miss
got real."
Pan used to say, Miss Payne used to say, "Chew up the meat and spit out the bones." She tell me because Miss Payne didn't. She didn't cut God recipes, but she didn't cut no corners when it came to telling you you was fucking up. If you need, it was constructive criticism. That's what I called it, and advice. And I would take it, but she tell me, "Take what you want, chew up the meat, spit out the bones." And I'd be like, but I would get
Okay,
home and everything she said, I'd be like, she ain't never. It would give me a totally different perspective of what we was talking about, and I would see things totally differently. And we don't have those type of elders around that really give us the real meat and potatoes. Like now elders
okay.
want to be like the young people, so they don't really tell you shit no more. They rather see you bump your goddamn head and be worse off than them
So, Khadijah,
versus
what do
elevating.
you think an elder would tell you about this outfit?
Put some fucking clothes on. Where's your bra? Cover up. First of all, they tell me my heart gonna go out. I'm too big. That's first. That's because I'm not the smallest, but my mom would be like, "Now you put too much weight on." They would definitely tell us to put some clothes on and just said, "What in the world?" They would definitely. I'm all for body positivity. I'm all about love your rolls. I get it, but at some point, this shit is just getting. It's unhealthy. Like I know my weight on me is unhealthy. I know that. I don't need a doctor to tell me. I don't need anybody to tell me that it's unhealthy. So at this point, when you can't walk and fit through doorways, that shit is unhealthy. That's a bedroom outfit for sure.
But isn't that
And that's
isn't that body isn't that body positivity?
that's why I said I'm
This
all
how you
for
know the game.
body.
I blame Lizzo for this girl's outfit, but go ahead. Old
you
people,
leave
old
Lizzo
people,
alone.
old people blame people for shit.
Yep, first you need to stop eating and wear your girdle. Exactly. Like that's just
Did she
and
say
people
wear
will
a
say shit
girdle?
like, oh, they be like, it's my inhaler make me big, or it's my medicine. Some medicine you can tell medicine weight than food weight. Because medicine weight kind of your fingers be a little bloated. It's a different kind of weight gain. You know what I'm saying? If anybody, I'm a big girl, I shaming my shit. I know my stomach come from food. It ain't come from no fucking medicine. We be delusional. Like only an asthma pump made us that big. No, nigga, the food you eating made us that big.
Hold
My
on.
mama would be like, take that damn outfit off. Elder be like, where you going to the whole house? Old people didn't give a damn. They'd hurt your feeling.
Look,
Too,
I,
what
I got to
Alicia
tell
said is
y'all.
not healthy. Too much on your heart. What did I say? I said my mama they be like your heart gonna give out.
I thought that only happened when you ate too much cabbage.
It's ridiculous. It's unhealthy. Oh, y'all. And she got stripes on her. Well, those band-aids? There's
I
a
don't
fine.
know.
It's ridiculous and unhealthy. Yes, it is, Tina. It's not healthy. Too much on your heart. That's what I said earlier, Alicia. That is definitely, this is not body positivity. This is a problem. It may be body positivity for her body. That's her. It ain't for me though. And where is she going with that on? That's a good question, Tina.
No,
That's a
y'all,
good
here's the
question.
truth. The real truth is that she gonna look like this in any outfit, even if the outfit was totally covered. She's gonna still
Yeah,
stop
she's
traffic.
just unhealthy. She needs a
I,
bra. As I said, put a bra on.
black people, y'all. Oh
Are
shit.
those band-aids? She is having fun in her fits. If you come outside like that, I'm laughing and side eye.
You know what? Sorry.
But that sheer black for me is the worst. I think so too, Shanda. First of all, her titties is. I have a friend of mine that calls titties belly warmers. She said that she's older and her titties are belly warmers, and that saying cracks me the hell up. But she got belly warmers right there. I just think it's just indecent. That's not. It's just
I
indecent. It's
just
not
wonder where
appropriate for
where she
anybody.
buy these things
That's
at.
something between her and her man in her bedroom, not for social media, not as people do this shit for likes and all that. That's humiliating. I would be embarrassed personally. I would be embarrassed.
So what do you do if you say you had a friend that big? What do you do? How do you help your friend that's that big?
I don't know. I don't know if you can help them. They don't want to help themselves. What it is the wardrobe section that is a problem. Yeah, and lack of a bra. Um, I don't know. You would encourage them to. I don't know. I don't know. What would you do? Because I do know people. Some people
That's what
don't
I'm
want to.
saying.
Some people
We
are
know
really
somebody just as big
fine.
as this woman right here,
Some
and in her
people are
mind,
really fine with looking that way. They don't. Some people. I don't know if you ever see the movie Shallow Hal, where he was in love with a girl and he only seen her as skinny, but she was like a obese woman. Really
that's one of
plus
my
plus
favorite
size woman.
movies.
Yeah, and so I know people that um they don't see themselves as who they really are. They still see themselves as the 18-year-old, size 8, you know what I mean, and not the 30-year-old size 28.
How do you?
It's
And I'm not saying this to be funny. This is in all honesty, y'all. For real, I'm making this comment. How do you let yourself get that big though? I'm tripping off my little pouch. I know what it feels like to put on something and to see my little gut right here and be like, oh shit. Like, I don't know how
Mhm.
you allow yourself to get that big. That's
And I
like
don't
watching my
even know.
600-pound life.
I'm about to say, and I don't know if she's one of them. Y'all remember the little boys from the clumps? The
Yes.
little, how they were I don't know if she's just been that big since she was, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know. And now they have all these things on social media where you go in front of the camera and you just eat and people watch you eat. She should value herself more to carry her weight better. There are a lot of big women who do not dress like this. Yeah. She need a bra on, like Alicia said, a girdle. She has certain things that she's addressed for her body type. She could have internal health issues. And yeah, and all the internal health issues come from that weight on her body. Period.
And
I
I
don't give
can
a
tell
fuck
you
how
this, I know
she
it's
wouldn't
not
need.
fibroid. I mean, some people say fibroids, but she has a round body. Usually fibroid people are wide, big. Because I've known people who've had fibroids and her gut is dropped over like you would when you eat too much. Like her, you know what I mean? Like you would have two bellies.
I had fibroid surgery. They removed 20 fibroids out of my
Yeah,
stomach. I looked like I had like a pot belly, like I was pregnant.
right.
And they removed 20 fibroids. But then Tasha was saying thyroid, and some people do have thyroid troubles
Yeah.
after a while. But I swear I think thyroid come on from weight too, because I haven't really met anybody skinny who has a thyroid problem,
How do you
unless it's
encourage
in their
someone to
throat.
lose weight? That's my question. How do you? Because we're dealing with somebody right now who's almost as big as this lady right here.
It has to
It's
be
not
self
bigger.
motivated. You can encourage. I have
Ooh.
a friend encouraged to try to exercise together, meal prep, all of that. But it has to be something that they're willing to do.
Yes, Lord.
It's yeah. Only thing you could do is give the words, but you can't. Unfortunately, we don't have remote control to control anybody's body or what some people I think just need a conservator to pay your bills and buy your food, and you don't have any money to eat out. Because DoorDash and Instacart and all that shit has made people super lazy, and the obesity rate is going up. Some could be depressed. I think a lot of people eat out of loneliness. Some people are
Mhm.
lonely, don't have any family, so their food is their friend, food is their companion, that's their happiness. But they have to want to do it first, Alicia. I agree. It has to be, has
We
to be
dealing with
something that
somebody like
they're
right now with this right now. Like I'm not
yes.
trying to be funny. We are dealing with someone right now. Really, Khadijah is not me, I mean, I just look at her and be like, Lord Jesus, but because because she'll like every time Khadijah suggests maybe we could walk together, she ain't got no time. But if you say I'm cooking some food, she'd be right there.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I just feel like when people let themselves go, how do you at some point stop? And I know it's not easy to lose the weight, even though it felt like it was easy putting it on. But
It
I just
is.
feel like, what do you do with people like that? What do you do? Because weight is a problem in our whole community. Let's just be honest.
To me,
We
it
know a
doesn't
lot.
even matter the size. Self-respect matters. Absolutely.
I
And I'm
agree.
not bashing anybody big. I'm a big girl. You know what I mean? I'm not bashing anybody big, but everything needs to be decent and in order. Coming out with your titties to your navel, even if you were skinny bra, put a bra on. Some things you just don't come outside without proper undergarments. Put on a bra. Put on some drawers. Like put some shit on your body. Like Alicia said, put on a girdle. If you want to, I ain't never seen so many people wear tight clothes in my fucking life. Like I've seen so many girls that will wear a tight dress and they got a booty in the front and the back. That's crazy. If they just would go up a dress size, they would never even know. For that, it's like if you like it, I love it. That's where I'm at, Shanda. That's exactly where I am. This is like an ongoing battle.
I'm
I
just
get
saying,
phone calls about this
get
young
your life
lady as if
insurance.
I'm her fucking guardian. And what are you gonna do? It ain't what the fuck I'm gonna do. I done did meal prep. I done offered the wall. I done did. It's nothing else. I'm trying to get my own goddamn weight off. So there's nothing else I can do. I'm not that person's parent. So it's like if you like it, I love it. I'll always encourage you. But I also stop enabling. I stop preparing meals. Can't come over and eat if you can't come over and walk. We can walk and then eat, but no, you can't come over and eat and we're not doing no type of physical activity. That has ended. So
I don't know. I
I'm no
just feel
longer
like
enabling.
get your life insurance policy together because we don't want you to die and then we have to all do a car wash when you knew you was doing a death march. Let's just keep it $100,
Hmm.
y'all. That's like if you got sons out in the street or daughters out in the street, get their insurance policy ready because
Tasha
we
said,
know
I
what
just
these
recently
seats about.
lost a friend. Tasha said she just recently lost a friend from this year. Yeah, it's sad. Like obesity kills. It gives you heart problems. It gives you diabetes. It gives you all kind of diabetes fucks with your eyesight. All kind of shit going with your body. And then you taking all these meds that give you side effects that cause you other fucking problems. When the only thing you got to do is push back from the table and exercise consistently. You know, they have to want to save their life. You cannot live that way. And you're not going to live that way. It's going to be a very short time on earth if it's not changed. But I just, I pray before I give it. The old people say I give it to God because I can't. I ain't letting. My brother said if it give you a headache, it give you a heart attack, and I ain't letting shit give me no headache. I will leave it alone because I ain't having no heart attack behind somebody else's issues that they don't consider an issue. Not
I
me.
just know. And I feel some way when I see little kids that be looking so plump, and I'll be like, y'all, you know how hard it is for kids to go play with other kids and they overweight, they can't run, they can't. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's just hard. And I know some of that
Hmm.
is about not wanting your kids to feel hunger, but I think sometimes it works in other ways. But today we're talking about obesity. I just feel like that we're creating other problems because then they grow into adults that are overweight, and then you just struggle. Your organs have to work twice as hard, and it's been working twice as hard
Hmm.
since you were a kid. How
Hmm.
long do y'all keep your cars? Think about it. Yeah, this is a car, right? Do you still driving your car from 1976? Hell, are you still driving your car from 1986? Right? So imagine you living like this your whole life. How do you think your body parts are doing in there?
Star got a comment.
Yes.
I can read it. Have a conversation, explore health and lifestyle changes, implement your own goals as well to hopefully not make the individual feel targeted or uncomfortable. The goals could also be unrelated to weight and so forth. This person came to me, Star, wanting to lose weight. And a best friend did meal prep, exercise, everything. We didn't step in until they asked for help, but everything that is suggested from a person who was a nutritionist who does the meal prep for the hospitals. When you know how you go to the hospital, they give you a diabetic, um, a diabetes dinner, and then they give you a sodium something. That's the person in the hospital that does all the meals for everybody. This person meal prep, made foods, everything. Husband was a physical trainer. Went through all of that and nothing. It would be like they'd eat the meal prep food and then go out to eat. Like it was. I don't know. We tried, Star. We tried. I don't. I don't know.
So Khadijah, we got to wrap this up, child. because I gotta go let
Yeah,
this
that's
guy
right.
in and work on this thing and come by your house and get my beans. No, I'm just kidding.
It's done too. It smell good in here.
I know it
Smells
do. Hold on, we
good.
got another comment if I'm trying to get everybody's comments.
Find out the root cause of the weight gain. What drives them to comfort eating? She is holding something that she is not addressing. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack there. But see, the flip side of that is you know what it is because we talk about it all the time. You know your trauma, you know your experiences. Some people, I think, just are not ready to let go of that comfort for whatever reason. But people know the root cause of the eating. You know, because I can tell you, like, I gained a lot of my weight back after I had my surgery, went to COVID, and I was in the house and little. I think I was a little depressed. You know what I'm saying? Then I wasn't speaking to my sisters for a while, so I gained a lot of weight. So I know the root cause of where my weight came from. Other people are not honest in the root cause of where their weight is coming from. You know, people want to, they're not ready to work on it. I don't think. And this person has had several health situations where her weight contributed to it keep arising. The same health issue kept arising because of her weight. Um, they can either get the full gastric, they tried that too, but even to do that, the doctor said you have to lose a certain number of pounds to even be able to have the surgery. It still hasn't put in that. I thought that would maybe motivation. That's not motivation either, Tasha. I'm telling like I'm listening to what y'all saying. I hear y'all, but even to get those surgeries, you have to be healthy enough to go on the table. And so they want to see that you're willing to change your life. 'Cause that's a life. I know people that have had the band and all that shit and got right the hell back big because they didn't follow any of the eating um, directions and instructions they're supposed to eat. They had that surgery and got back right back big. So I don't know. I'm not giving up on her, but I haven't. My ass needs to lose 20 pounds. Star, you look good, girl. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Who you looking at, CJ? You muted. You're muted.
I got you. He didn't came in the room, so I cannot
I
deny
know.
this
I see you
boy
smiling.
any longer because
Yeah.
he in here like eating bread or something. I don't know, but yeah, I just think this is a this is one of those topics that I know is hard and to address because I got my own weight issues, but I just feel like you just gotta want to live. And sometimes I think people be on the death march, and sometimes we be on the live march. And life and death, you can't be marching in the same direction. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And I don't want to see nobody at death, but I think we got to ask people like, what's going on? That you're basically, it's kind of like when I see people smoking
It's a
cigarettes, it's
life
like you,
change.
you, you, you just want to die. Like that's a cancer stick. It ain't like back in
Mhm.
1972, you didn't know that shit was killing you, but
When
now
it's
you
up in the
know that
air.
cancer.
Mhm.
Right. So the same thing
Mhm.
with the weight. You know how you feel when you lay down and you feel like you can't get your ass up. You know how you feel when you walk up steps and you out of breath and you on the third goddamn step. You know what that feels like. You know what it's like when you go shopping and you see
And you
everybody in.
know what it's like when you breathe hard and you're standing still.
Right. I'm yes. Yes.
You standing still and you sound like a fucking train. It's time to make things happen. Like that's a wake up call. So
And I just feel
yeah,
like
I
when
don't.
you want people to live, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you have to worry about their goddamn feelings. I mean, for some people, yes, but I feel like I love it when people who know me know I'm a
Not the
sensitive
third step. Yeah,
person.
she's
But if
clowning
they,
stuff.
but if they really, you know what I mean, when you know I'm really in trouble, don't dress the shit up for me. Let me know, girl, your ass is in trouble because I
Because
hear
that hard truth may save your life.
yes, it's a different ring than
That
people
coddling,
coddling me.
yeah.
You coddle me, I'm
Hmm.
probably gonna gain 50 more pounds on some pitity shit. But if I know I want to live, and trust me, all of us have had our challenges. There was a time when I was like, I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here. But I had to think about people who I wanted to live for. So I had to get
Hmm.
my ass up and say, I'm not just living for me, but I want to see what becomes of people, young folks that
Hmm.
I love. Because if that was the case,
Real
a
talk.
lot of us would be the fuck up out of here. Because this experience ain't all that fucking great. I know we
Real
do
talk.
lovely things, but the shit sometimes is hard, and you be ready to go to the next phase because this shit is sometimes it can be a bummer. But if you want to live, you gotta really talk to the person like, do your ass want to live? Because maybe your ass don't want to live.
It's a life challenge.
Yeah,
It is, Leva. It's definitely it's a
you know.
not the thirst.
And I
It
just
is
know
a life
weight.
challenge.
Weight has a lot to do with protection. Weight has a lot to do with comfort. Let's just be honest. And then you have to come up with a tough skin because people talking about your weight.
Hmm.
So we have that I don't give a
Absolutely.
fuck attitude, but that I don't give a fuck attitude can help you lead you to death.
But you have that I don't give a fuck attitude, but then you become a recluse and you stay in the house and you don't come out to family gatherings and you don't come out, you know what I mean? You get food from to go so you can go home and eat in the comfort of your own home because you're too embarrassed and you're too big and you're embarrassed to eat out in public. Exactly. You gotta want it for yourself. I went up to 160. My doctor said I could be pre-diabetic. I was like, heck no. Exactly. Yep.
Right on.
It is a choice and love yourself first.
That's right on.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Yep.
So I think this weight thing is real, y'all. I just
Hmm.
feel like I think there's a lot of methods to it. Some people respond to others. I just know when it come down to my health and I be on some bullshit, I've had people was like, no, she gonna do this. And I'd be like, I don't want to do this. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Hmm.
And they remind you of who the fuck you are. And then you be like, yeah, I really do want to do
Hmm.
that. In the moment, I was on some bullshit and I was on some self pity. But thank God that you didn't believe in my self pity and you rolled my ass. See, people
Thank
can
God
see,
you
I can
didn't
say,
join my pity party and start
right,
partying with me.
right,
Yep.
right. That's real
Hmm.
talk. Sorry about that. That's real talk. I'm just saying, I feel like we are in this era where everything is a tiptoe, but motherfuckers who are successful, people don't tiptoe with successful people.
And I think
Nobody
a
tiptoe
lot
with
of
them.
times people are super, it would be a great conversation to just talk about weight, but
Yeah,
weight is not just what you physically carry, but emotionally, mentally, etc. Absolutely. But
I
right now
agree.
we talking specifically about body weight because
Yeah,
that is also fucking with her mental. You
yeah,
know, the so unhappy with her physical appearance and the way she gained that is making her feel bad about herself. She doesn't like what she sees in the mirror,
yep.
so it is affecting her mental. You know, because it's not, you know, I came
I
out the
think
womb
weight is
12
the
pounds, 10 ounces of some shit.
yeah.
So I've
Yo,
been
me
big, you know, I've
girl,
been big, big,
I
big my
was
whole cycle. So
12'3".
I'm not trying to bash anybody on being big, but I think once you start, because we all a reflection of
That's right on.
what we feel on the outside, reflection how we feel on the inside. So when you look in the mirror, if you don't feel beautiful, your thoughts are not going to be beautiful. If you don't feel like you up to par, your thoughts, it's very hard to think good thoughts when you think you look like shit or you embarrassed of your appearance. Because we all feel better when our hair is combed.
Girl, please, you can't tell me
We
shit.
got some fresh braids or fresh look at I'm
Girl,
looking at my new roof in here. That's what I was looking at the whole time. But in my little gray hairs don't
I
never want to
feel
stay in.
I feel
But
good when I
we
get a
all feel
pedicure.
good when our hair is done. So when we feel good on the outside, we tend to have good thoughts and feel good on the inside. You know, so this my food for thought. You might as well bring him in the camera.
No, he over here.
You might as well bring him.
He in my room picking up every damn thing. You
Yeah,
know what I
he
mean? But
probably that yellow
that's his
square.
job. That's his whole job. Yeah, that's his whole job. Then he looked me right in the face as he pick it up and walk out the room with it. Now I'm gonna have to
And
bring it back in here later on. But no, I agree, sis.
mental weight is a lot. A lot of
Some
mental
of
weight
us,
leads to eating.
some of us are
A
carrying
lot of
shit
shit
from
that's
when we were.
going on to people.
I was gonna say a lot of us carrying shit from when we were children, and then we came as
Absolutely,
adults,
and that's
and then
that
we
mental
started, and
weight.
then we started being with people who, in our friendship, supported the bullshit. You ever be around somebody you like, girl, I ain't gonna be able to hang with this chick because she got too many motherfucking hangups. I'll drop a person in a minute. I ain't gonna front to you because I got my own shit. I don't want my own shit to be activated. If I'm with somebody and all they want to do is sit and eat all day, I can't fuck with you because
Yeah.
I know what that means for me. So you could eat all
Hmm.
day, but I love you, but I'm not gonna hang with you because I'm not gonna eat all day because I can't afford to gain the weight. I just can't do it.
Hmm. I feel better when I don't hurt. Absolutely, I
Yeah,
agree with you. I agree. I love my hair. Can't tell me shit about my hair. Natural beauty. I know that's right. Me and you
girl.
both grow.
Yeah, so
But
that's
you
all I'm
know when
saying.
you got a fresh twist, your hair you be feeling even better. Even though it's a
Girl,
natural fresh twist start, you can't tell me you don't be feeling like you popping.
hey, you know it's a fresh
We
start when
all
your
do.
eyes be like this. You can't really see your hairstyle, but damn it, you know it's tight because you
Can't
can't. Cause
stand
you
you.
can,
I really
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that's fresh.
hey.
I'm messing with y'all. Look, y'all, I love y'all. I gotta meet my dude at this office so he can, put the waterfall and stuff up. I know he's so sick of me because
Oh,
I
he
was
coming this
knocked out
evening?
today. Yeah, I'm about to go meet him at the office so he could, get on that real quick. So tomorrow our stuff will be up,
All right,
and then
all
I'm gonna come
right.
by
Well,
in.
thank
Then
y'all
I'm
for
gonna come by and
tuning
get
in.
my. Huh?
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you. I
You know,
love y'all too,
love you too,
sis. I love
Reba.
y'all too. Next week we're gonna talk a little bit more about sisterhood. And I'm talking about sisterhood with sisters that you're born with, as well as sisterhoods that you create. And what are some of the healthy sisterhoods? And what is this, how y'all define sisterhood? I love you
Love
too,
you too,
Shanda.
Shanda.
You know,
And
I feel
Tasha,
like
have a good
that's
evening,
oh,
Alicia.
here we go. Look, he's saying hi.
Yeah, I think sisterhood will be a good topic.
Can't see it.
I
Oh, you
think
can't
that'd
see
be a
him.
very, very good topic. And what do you look for in the sisterhood?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? What do you look for in it? You know what I mean? Because some people bond over, just drama. That's their sisterhood. Some people bond over shared experiences. I
Some
know you
people
might as well bring CJ in the camera. Where he at?
he
Who that?
girl.
That's a
I can't
Kai. I know that's a Kai ear right there.
y'all, this is hold on, boy. Yeah, you heavy.
That's Londa's a Grancy. Hi, CJ. Hi, Pooh.
Oh yeah,
Take the words off. Hi, CJ.
Auntie,
Hi,
That's
babies.
how he look every morning when he come in my room.
Hi. It's a Kai. I hear you. Where you at?
Kai, where your head at? Bring your head right here. They go the
Hi,
other way.
Pooh.
hi. Oh
Hi,
yeah,
Kai.
Auntie Kristen left.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Thank you, reporter. Okay, so look, because he report everything. Hey, look, and I also think we bond over. People will hype you up when you about to do some fuckery, but they ain't gonna hype you up to go on business.
Well, yeah, I just experienced that. For those of you, I
I
just
know.
got my LLC, and when I shared it with particular people, it was like very like and some people was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy for you all," and then some people was like, "For what?" Like, so yeah,
But if
I'm
they
trying
want
to
you to cut
elevate my
somebody out
business.
from them, they be hyping you up, huh? They be like,
Yeah,
"Go get them,
when
Khadijah. Go get them." I know, girl. I
when
know.
people show me who they are, I believe them, and I have stopped trying to paint pictures of people that I want to see, and just see them for who
Don't
they
touch the
are.
keys. Don't touch
Because
the
I have
keys.
a bad habit of trying to change what I see and paint what I want to see, and I gotta just take them. I gotta just take them for
Damn
who they
boy,
are and stop trying to
stop.
paint people who I want to see. Don't be hitting my baby like that. She don't even hit me. That's why
I
he laughed.
just,
He probably
I
laughing
know.
at
Okay,
you.
that's
Look,
hold on,
go
hold on,
ahead and put
hold
him
on,
back
hold
down. My bad. Look, go ahead and put.
See, y'all done started it. Here, going out here. Now I can't find you on the computer because he hit the computer screen. You there?
I'm here. I'm talking. I can hear you and everything.
I can't even find myself. Hold on. Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
y'all.
Alicia. I'm seeing. I'm not. Alicia said she lost friends when I got my LC. Yeah, I'm not. You know what it is. I had kind of already lost them before. Not even lost them. I just kind of like drifted away because our canoes was going in different directions, and they was trying to. Yeah, we're just going differently. But just to hear the hate in people's voice or the lack of enthusiasm when you pumped up about doing some shit, it just make you be like, wow. So, did you find me yet, baby? Yeah.
No, girl. This damn boy. Hold on. I'm trying to. I don't know where you
I'm
at.
sorry. I don't want to told you to pick him up.
Yeah, see what I'm
We
saying?
can
Now,
hear
and
and
now
see
Kobe
you.
in here. Hold on. You can't hand it to me
We
yet
can
because I don't even know what I'm
we
doing.
can hear and see you.
You can't. Okay, great. Nah, no, 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 no. He back. No, no, because he the baby here now. He back
Even
over
the
here.
church started tripping when I do community work. I'm losing friends as I get my degree. It is interesting. Tasha, we didn't lose friends. We
Stop,
lost. What
stop.
did I just see
No,
the post? You're
no,
not losing
no,
friends. You're
no.
growing or something like that. And that's what you. It's just sad that Ro lost Shannon. She all the babies over there. She watched the babies one at a time. All three of them came in there. Look at the Kai holding Kobe.
See, he wants to get up here because the baby's up here. Come on, boy.
Did you find the thing back on the camera?
No, I'm sorry, y'all. Technical
Look at Londa. Look at
difficulties.
CJ.
See, like he wants me to hold him because the baby's
Look
up here.
at Grant
He know,
T. Londa.
he know I'm getting ready
I
to hold.
told Londa everyone can't
Huh?
go where you're going. That's Mr. Lewis song. Check it
Right,
out.
boy,
Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Go, go. Check that song out. Everybody can't go. They can't go with you, baby. That's my song. Londa, look at CJ camera. Well, his hair longer than some babies, some other girls.
hold on, I'm at the sign back in, and y'all want to excuse me.
Oh
Let me see if
Lord.
I can go to the thing.
Yeah, but anyway, y'all. Yeah, Alicia, uh, keep doing what you do for the community. We appreciate you. Tasha,
That's all
get
right.
your degree. I see you out there when the picking line with the people you work with. Keep doing y'all. Let the haters stay right where they at and just keep elevating. I'm all about protecting my mental. That's where I'm at. Yeah, if you about to bring some disturbance to my mental, I can't mess with you. I can't. Lana, you got me dying on this thing right here
Can
with
you
all your
still see
haters.
me?
Did you log out yet? Yeah, we can see you.
No.
Zakai, watch
Hold
my
on.
baby hold the back of her head.
Hold on.
Yeah, thank you. Hold the back of her head. CJ, what you doing? But
Hold on.
anyway, y'all, yeah, you can't even sign out, huh?
I can't even please the rap.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. We will see you all next Sunday. Hopefully, it'll be a morning show. We just had a lot to do this morning, and I have broken nails, so I have to go get my nail fixed. Anywho, thank you, Tasha. Yes, and don't care what thank you, Crystal, Shanda. Um, you want to pass somebody quick? I don't know. Good night, Tina. And yes, I don't care about photo ops either. I try to stay out the camera, to be honest with you. We just found a little girl. I didn't do no only thing I did was share. I try to stay out the spotlight because I ain't doing it for the spotlight. I'm doing it because I just really care about my people in my community. So yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good night. I holla.